Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and today I have an unboxing of this Pelonis radiator heater. They're oil radiator heaters, is what they used to call them anyway. I actually did an unboxing of one of these a few years ago. I think I actually have it in here now. I like it so much that I decided to get a different one, or a new one. This is a little different, but I decided to go with the Pelonis again. Funny name. This one I don't care. It seems a little cheaper, a little more plasticky, but I'll have to open it up and find out, of course. So. Slide it out. I'd rather not turn it upside down, but you don't have much choice. There. Pretty nicely packed. Now I'm not sure if this is basically I'll show you the old one I have. If this is basically what they've made them into now, or if this could be a slightly different model. Or the last one I bought came from Ace Hardware. I got this one at Walmart. Nice styrofoam mess now. Okay, so here's the heater itself. Yeah, pretty portable. They make it says whole room heater, and the last one certainly could do a whole room. You get your cords attached. Then you get the instruction manual, which I would actually recommend you read if you don't want to burn your house down or you don't know what it draws. The maximum for any type of electric heater is, I think, 1500 watts, which I think is like maybe 12 amps. So you just need to know. Most houses probably have a 20 amp breaker, maybe 15. If you don't have too much else plugged in, you should be okay. Or to probably trip the breaker, just you might want to check the cord, see if it gets hot or anything. And I wouldn't recommend plugging it into an extension cord unless you really had to. Then again, make sure to monitor that it doesn't overheat, or buy a heavy duty one. And then you get the wheels. I don't know why there's just one. So the other one is in here. It was just wedged. I guess it didn't fall out. And then you get these little pieces of foam, probably to help keep stuff from sliding. You get both sets of wheels. Okay, so here's your thermostat. You hear it clicking on and off. Pretty tactile. The only other kind I've seen are the ones that have just the flip switches, and then they have like a wheel that you spin and it has numbers on it. I kind of like the switch flip compared to this. One's like low and then two's medium, or both together is high. But this is an easier thermostat because you don't need to see it to know where it's at. You just can kind of go by where this is pointing, just by the feel of it, and you can tell where it's aimed. And the only other one I was choosing between was, I think, a Comfort Zone from Rural King, and it looked much cheaper. The handle was like a big piece of plastic, which I could picture breaking, and it had completely smooth round knobs, which I think would be harder to grip than these nice like notched dials. So I'm going to go ahead and install these wheels and show you the finished product, and it should just be ready to go. And now the installation of this is really simple. You just get your two wheels, place them on. You have to make sure they align, but they have to go to the screw holes. And you get 4 wing nuts, 2 in each bag. If you follow the instructions or have common sense, you really can't mess this up. And then you'll just screw these down on it, here and 2 here, and that's all you got to do. Then you're ready to go. Okay, here's the finished product. This is the current one. This is the one I unboxed a couple years ago, and we've been using when it gets cold enough that you have to have an additional heater just to house heat for one room. So you can see the design's pretty much the same as far as size and everything, which I think they're pretty much all about the same. This one, I think this is metal because I don't feel a gap here. It's just molded, and I think the plastic starts at this groove here. And it's a little bit deeper. This is plastic, So I definitely don't like that. That's cheaper. Again, I'm not sure if this model replaces this one, if this was the older, better one, like most situations, and the newer one's cheaper and not made as well, I don't know. Just color differences. Kind of like the look of this one a little better, but they should do the exact same thing. Now I'll go into a little bit of a rant. This was the heater I used to use, which I also did an unboxing of, and it works just fine. It's a forced fan, not a streamer, just a forced fan. As soon as you turn it on, you get the heat, but it's so intense and it dries the air out, and then it's really hot. And as soon as it shuts off, then it gets really cold again, and then it has to keep constantly running. It gets really hot, shuts off, then it gets back down cold. To where these maintain the heat because the oil in them stays hot. So I think they might run a little less, or if they run more often, it's probably at a lower power just to keep the oil warm. They're actually safer, even though there's oil in them. They should shut off if they're tipped over or overheat. And in addition to that, they're sealed. They should never need. They can't be serviced or anything. And they're very affordable. They work better. The heat's much more soothing. Although any electric heater can't exceed 1500 watts. Just I guess for home wiring and stuff. Radiant quartz might be a little better. It doesn't heat the air or make it dry, but they get really hot to the touch, to where these are just kind of hot right at the top. I would say these are probably the safest, and they probably work the best, the most comfortable. Again, something like this is instant heat, but these, I think they get pretty warm within 5 minutes. If you start them out on high, like this one's plugged in, then you just bring it down to medium. But pretty much for any circumstance, I'm fine just on low. If I'd be out and I come home and it is really cold, I might leave it on medium if it's really cold, but you can just put it back down on low and regulate it with the thermostat, so you don't need to draw that electricity. Now, I'm not going to plug them both in at the same time because that'd be stupid. I'd probably blow a circuit, but I will just plug this one in to see if there's any differences. Okay, so now I have this one plugged in, so this would be low. Pretty much have to have it. You can hear where the thermostat's clicking on and off that. Medium, and then high, which it's so hot in here right now I don't need it at all. One thing people ask is, like, they'll smell. They have just like a new plastic or paint smell. It should dissipate after probably a week or two, depending on how often you use it. But you can definitely smell it for a while, but then it'll go away. You might hear some clicking or stuff, just like the sound, I guess, of the oil heating up or maybe bubbling if it gets that hot. But it should be safe, and it does have like an overheating shut-off feature. So I would recommend this brand because they're very affordable. They're better than other ones that are priced at this same $30 price point. You can check out my older video on this one if I said anything different, or you just want to see this one. But this is the current one that I got at Walmart that probably will be what's available if they don't make this older model anymore. And I think this will work just fine, and I would recommend getting one of these too if you need a little additional heat, safe heat, very well performing heat, and it should be safe. I already said that twice now. I sound stupid, so I'm going to end the video right now. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one.